Vedanta and Privilege, Part 2. A very similar conclusion has been arrived at by some Western philosophers, especially by Herbert Spencer and some other modern philosophers, when it is said that the same power which is manifesting itself in the flower is welling up in my consciousness. It is the very same idea which the Vedantist wants to preach, that the reality of the external world and the reality of the internal world are one and the same. Even the ideas of the internal and external exist by differentiation and do not exist in the things themselves. For instance, if we develop another sense, the whole world will change for us, showing that it is the subject which will change the object. If I change, the external world changes. The theory of the Vedanta, therefore, comes to this, that you and I and everything in the universe are that absolute, and so are all others, because the idea of part cannot come into it. These divisions, these limitations are only apparent not in the thing itself. I am complete and perfect, and I was never bound, boldly preaches the Vedanta. If you think you are bound, bound you will remain. If you know that you are free, free you are. Thus, the end and aim of this philosophy is to let us know that we have been free always and shall remain free forever. We never change, we never die, and we are never born. What are all these changes then? What becomes of this phenomenal world? This world is admitted as an apparent world, bound by time, space, and causation. And it comes to what is called the Vivartavada in Sanskrit, evolution of nature and manifestation of the Absolute. The Absolute does not change or re evolve. In the little amoeba is that infinite perfection latent. It is called amoeba from its amoeba covering, and from the amoeba to the perfect man, the change is not in what is inside that remains the same, unchangeable, but the change occurs in the covering. There is a screen here and some beautiful scenery outside. There is a small hole in the screen through which we can only catch a glimpse of it. Suppose this hole begins to increase and it grows larger and larger, more and more of the scenery comes into view. And when the screen has vanished, we come face to face with the whole of the scenery. This scene outside is the soul, and the screen between us and the scenery is Maya, time, space, and causation. There is a little hole somewhere through which I can catch only a glimpse of the soul. When the hole is bigger, I see more and more. And when the screen has vanished, I know that I am the soul. So changes in the universe are not in the absolute, they are in nature. Nature evolves more and more until the absolute manifests itself. In everyone, it exists. In some, it is manifested more than in others. The whole universe is really one. In speaking of the soul, to say that one is superior to another has no meaning. In speaking of the soul, to say that man is superior to the animal or the plant has no meaning. The whole universe is one. In plants, the obstacle to soul manifestation is very great. In animals, a little less. In man, still less. In cultured spiritual men, still less. And in perfect men, it has vanished altogether. All our struggles, exercises, pains, pleasures, tears, and smiles, all that we do and think tend towards that goal. The tearing up of the screen, making the hole bigger, thinning the layers that remain between the manifestation and the reality behind. Our work, therefore, is not to make the soul free, but to get rid of the bondages. The sun is covered by layers of clouds, but remains unaffected by them. The work of the wind is to drive the clouds away, and the more the clouds disappear, the more the light of the sun appears. There is no change whatsoever in the soul. infinite, absolute, eternal knowledge, bliss, and existence. Neither can there be birth or death for the soul. Dying and being born, reincarnation, and going to heaven cannot be for the soul. These are different appearances, different mirages, different dreams. If a man who is dreaming of this world now dreams of wicked thoughts and wicked deeds, after a certain time the thought of that very dream will produce the next dream. He will dream that he is in a horrible place being tortured. The man who is dreaming good thoughts and good deeds after that period of dream is over will dream he's in a better place. And so on from dream to dream. But the time will come when the whole of this dream will vanish. To every one of us, there must come a time when the whole universe will be found to have been a mere dream, when we shall find that the soul is infinitely better than its surroundings. In this struggle through what we call our environments, there will come a time when we shall find that these environments were almost zero in comparison with the power of the soul. It is only a question of time, and time is nothing in the infinite. It is a drop in the ocean. We can afford to wait and be calm. Consciously or unconsciously, therefore, the whole universe is going towards that goal. The moon is struggling to get out of the sphere of attraction of other bodies and will come out of it in the long run. But those who consciously strive to get free hasten that time. One benefit from this theory we practically see is the idea of a real universal love is only possible from this point of view. All are our fellow passengers, our fellow travelers, all life, plants, animals, not only my brother man, but my brother brute, my brother plant, not only my brother the good, but my brother the evil, my brother the spiritual, my brother the wicked. They are all going to the same goal. All are in the same stream. Each is hurrying towards that infinite freedom. We cannot say the course, none can say it. None can go back, however he may try. He may be driven forward, and in the end, he will attain to freedom. Creation means the struggle to get back to freedom, the center of our being, whence we have been thrown off, as it were. The very fact that we are here shows that we are going towards the center, and the manifestation of this attraction towards the center is what we call love.